Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So today is May 20th, 2020, and it is the release day of Supercarrier. So the Supercarrier is finally here. Along with it came a pretty large open beta update. I won't go into that right now, but I've been dying to see what the Supercarrier looks like, and let's dive right in and see what kind of content we get with it to start off. So, this is the official Supercarrier wallpaper background that they give you. So if we go down to the set wallpaper, that's what it is. You can't really do anything when you click the instant action right here. So how you find things is, let's go to instant action. Let's take a look at the F-18. Not really seeing anything that's Supercarrier here. Of course, there's nothing in Nevada or Normandy. And in Persian Gulf, under instant action, there's nothing either. Now this is the part that puzzles me. Let's go to the F-14. So, if you start with the default map and you go to the F-14, they actually include Supercarrier, Case 1, Case 3, and then Carrier Quals for the default map. And for the Persian Gulf map, the same 3 missions. So in terms of instant action, that's what you're going to get there. I really can't think of any other planes that would have Supercarrier included. I mean, it's the F-18 and the Tomcat. Technically, the A4, but I'll probably have to just create a mission to try that. But I plan on trying that. Okay, let's take a look under the Mission tab and see what we can find for the Supercarrier. So if we go to the F-18, and we go to the default map, so there's this thing, See Supercarrier Hornet 16 Population Template. Not quite sure what this is, but it does say Supercarrier. And if you go down, you've got Supercarrier Case 1, Case 2, Case 3, Cold Start, and Launch. Let's take a look at the launch one and see what that looks like. Okay. I am in the cockpit of the Hornet. Let's take a look around. That looks pretty cool. You got some green shirts, you got some yellow shirts. Got these guys kind of screwing around over here, hanging out. Yeah, everything almost seems a little bit choppy to me. Let's see. 32, 29. Yeah, the FPS is pretty horrible. So apparently these objects do take up some frames per second, for sure. Let's look around. Yeah, that is not smooth at all. And I'm running an i9 9900K, 32 gigabytes of PC 3000 memory, a 2080 Super GPU, all running off an SSD. 24 FPS sitting here. And as I'm trying to scroll around, it is choppy. That's freaking terrible. Holy cow, guys. Oh, I've got to do the salute as well. That's what I'm missing. Actually, I heard I can find it. Parent menu, ground crew, salute. See if that works. Here we go. Nice. Okay, now I got some reasonable FPS, back up to 48. zip down there and see what we got. Now the new water details really do take up some FPS too, I'll say that. I mean, it looks pretty. Everything looks fantastic right now. And just to show you, these are my settings. SSLR, SSAA 1.5, motion blur on, dirt and flare, MSAA 2X. These are the settings I use when I'm doing out of VR regular 2D videos. And usually everything runs really good, but I guess all of a sudden the extra objects there and the addition of water cranked up the way it is really kind of put things down a bit. I bet if I turn MSAA off, I'll gain a bunch back too, though. And again, it doesn't seem terrible now that I'm in the air, but 24 FPS is fucking terrible on the deck of that thing. That was bad. It looked beautiful, though. I love seeing all the animated crew, you know, giving you the hand signals, telling you what to do. Very cool stuff. Absolutely outstanding.
Altitude. Altitude.
Let's buzz the tower.
Roll right, roll right.
Cold 1, passing waypoint 3 at 5,000.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're back at the missions again. And these are the missions that are available for the F-18 that have Supercarrier in them. So basically you're going to go to either Instant Action, which has nothing for the Hornet. In Instant Action there were missions for the Tomcat. And then you go to Mission and you're going to find ones that have Supercarrier in the name. So that was the default map. Let's see what they got for Persian Gulf. So basically the same thing for Persian Gulf. Cold start, oh actually, yeah, launch, cold start, case 1 through 3 recoveries for Supercarrier. And that looks like that's it. Let's see what we have under the F-14. Nothing for Supercarrier. That's a bummer. And there's really no other ships that would take advantage of it at the moment. Let's go look at campaign, and I can almost guess that there's absolutely no campaign for this. Yeah, there isn't. Training missions. Just the basic F-14 training missions, and then F-18 doesn't have anything for Supercarrier either. Fair enough. Yeah, let me go to the Instant Action for the Tomcat. Let's see how that goes. Alright, here we are. I am in the Tomcat. Oh, doesn't that look pretty? Wow. Fantastic. I'm sitting at about 29 FPS just sitting here. And it is choppy moving around. And again, this is a high-end system, so that looks absolutely fantastic, though. So I have a feeling these guys are going to want me to do something here. I forget. Oh, you know what's not working? The gesture menu's fucking broke. Really? Really, guys? I usually use Track IR to get my gesture working, and I don't see the line anywhere. That sucks. Wow. What do I gotta do? ATC. On the George Washington. Startup.
Request startup.
Didn't tell me what cat to go to. What am I supposed to do here? I have no direction. What do I gotta ask the ground crew to do something? Quest launch? There's my salute. Yeah, it's nice that I'm in a Tomcat, but what do I do with it now? You can just run right through them. Yeah, I messed up. Let me see if I can get this thing turned around. But they don't tell me what cat to go on or anything. I request startup and it didn't let me request anything else. So I'm a little confused by this at the moment. Looks like this guy kind of pulled out and has a plan. At least somebody does. What the hell? Do you see that? So the A4 is definitely not ready for prime time. I just kind of slid backwards completely. Yeah. I guess the A4 is not playing nice. Or is it? It looks like the assembly's moving forward. Is it going to grab me? Huh. Looks like it's pretty far ahead, though. It should be behind more, I would think. Alright, let's see if it works. So he's telling me to spool it up. And looks like it's hunkering down a little bit. Let's go ground crew. See, it's not giving me the option to salute, though. That's weird. Unless there's some kind of crazy way to do it in the A4, I don't remember. Yep. No idea. Well, it was worth a shot. It looks like the thing grabbed me. It's holding me from going forward now. I just don't remember what the command is to launch it. It worked on the other carriers, I knew that.
Left engine fire.
They're shooting
Right
at me.
engine fire.
I kind of thought that might happen.
Failure. Left engine fire.
Well, the Cousteau
Right
looks
engine
pretty freaking
fire.
cool, doesn't it?
Hydraulics failure.
Well, that's fun. So, as soon as a ship spawns in, or a plane spawns in, the other carrier shoots at it. I'm surprised the carriers aren't shooting at each other. Alrighty, this is the new Admiral Cousteau and the Su-33. Pretty cool looking. Looks a lot better than the old one. So how this is supposed to work is those are supposed to hold me back. I should be able to spool up, and I think at some point after the afterburner kicks in, those let go. And ideally, I'm going to go off the edge, and I'm going to try not to pitch up or down too much. You just want to go straight and level a little bit until you pick up some forward momentum, and then kind of raise up a little bit. Now, what keeps happening is I keep falling in the drink, so there's that. So let's try this again, and let's see how it goes. Okay, this time I have less fuel. Looks like we're all set. I'm going to give it some juice. I'm going to hit that special afterburner mode button. See if that helps me at all.
Minimum speed. Minimum speed.
That is the trick. That is definitely the trick. So you got to take less fuel and less ordnance to take off from that front spot. Alright, here we are again, and again, and again. Let's pop those wings out. Let me get behind it and try to get this thing maneuvered over to where I need to go. Brake, brake, brake. Oh, damn close. Now the important thing is being lined up on this, because I did this a minute ago and it broke my goddamn wheel. So we're going to go forward a little bit. Okay, looks like I'm locked in. Now I got a longer strip to get up there with. Let's see how it works out this time. Let's give it some juice. Pull that gear up to stop the drag, and that seems to be the trick. That was successful. But look, I have no missiles or anything. Alright guys, that concludes my first impressions of the Supercarrier module for DCS World. And keep in mind that my first impressions are not a preview or a review. I like to look at my first impressions more as an unboxing. So I look at it as, hey, I got this cool new toy, I just took it out of the box and I'm gonna play with it. I'm not gonna read a manual, I'm not gonna watch 5 tutorial videos, I'm just gonna jump in there head first and try to have some fun. And that is the angle I take with all of my first impressions videos. So keep that in mind. Overall, at a glance, I have to look at this and I have to say, why wasn't this just fixes that were added to fix the broken Carl Vinson carrier that's in the game? Or upgrade the Stennis? Overall, this carrier is way more beautiful. All the little people walking around and doing their things is pretty freaking awesome. The stuff that's still forthcoming, like, you know, being able to jump into some of these stations and do some stuff, and how they're going to implement that remains to be seen. There are a lot of things that I'm sure I didn't touch on in this because I didn't read the manual, but at the same time I wanted to take off. I wanted to see what it was like. I wanted to see what the performance was like, the important things really. And it's definitely going to take more horsepower to run this. If you're already on the edge of performance with DCS World, don't get the Supercarrier because it's going to eat another 5 to 10 FPS depending on the scenario. I've already did a comparison, and I'm going to throw a video up of that pretty soon, of the Supercarrier versus the Stennis and the Carl Vinson. It definitely looks a lot better. It is a much higher poly count object. And the other thing to keep in mind is there's almost no content with it, and I get that because it's early access, but any of the missions they've included, at least from what I've seen so far, they don't look like this wallpaper here. They don't have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 or more planes sitting on the deck, because I guarantee you if they did, that would be another 10 FPS loss. It's beautiful, but it's going to take some performance, man. I have an i9 9900K, 32 gigs of memory, a 2080 Super video card, and running off of terabyte SSDs. And, you know, it was all the way down to 24 FPS. Where, you know, the old carriers I was getting like 36 with everything turned on that I have turned on. And don't get me wrong, I could tweak my settings. You know what I mean? I can turn off MSAA and gain some more FPS. I've showed you that in other videos. But I like to keep everything super high when I make my videos to make a prettier looking, you know, video in the end, a better looking product. So there's that. It's definitely going to take some performance. And the other thing is the Cousteau is really cool. It looks fantastic. It's definitely a major improvement over the old Cousteau. And the SU-33 is a nice bonus if you don't already have it, but who doesn't already have Flaming Cliffs 3? So it's really going to be something that's not for everybody. Even with all the features, 100% said and done like they're talking about, I don't think this is ever going to be worth $50. You know, I paid $24.99 for it since I own the Hornet, and I got a nice little discount. And for $25, I guess I can't complain too much about it. But again, if I had to put this up against the Persian Gulf or Normandy or the Nevada map, I think you're going to get more value and fun out of those because you can use them with all of the aircraft that you own, not just a Hornet or a Tomcat. And I also tried the A4 and didn't work out so well. So I might be missing something, or it just might not be fully implemented yet. But that's really the only other plane I can think of, other than, yeah, you could probably land some choppers on here if you wanted to fool around with that too. But, you know, overall, I think it's going to really be cool for naval carrier ops, and it's adding another level of immersion and realism, which is fantastic. But at the same time, I have to think, man, why wasn't that added to the carriers we have? Why didn't they fix the broken-ass Carl Vinson? You know, you can't take a Tomcat off the deck of that, or when you do take a Hornet off the deck, it says you've damaged the carrier. Yeah, there's that. So, I think it's pretty cool. I think it looks fantastic. It's going to be the, you know, the flavor of the month right now for DCS. Personally, I would rather have seen, like, you know, the Thunderbolt, or, you know, another plane, or another map. Looking forward to the maps, though. I think that's going to be really cool. But for now, I don't know. I think it's kind of cool. And guys that have the F-14 and the Tomcat, like myself, are really going to enjoy this. Me, I can do with or without it, to be honest. You know, I think it looks fantastic, and I'm going to fool around with it. And I'm probably going to find more value in it later. And again, this is just a first impression. You know, and I'm only saying this because I recently did that video with the Carl Vinson and the Stennis, and I noticed how freaking broken the Carl Vinson was, and I'm like, why the hell isn't this fixed? And we have a Supercarrier coming. You know what I mean? It just kind of leaves a bad taste, I think. You know, so there's that. But again, for $25, if you can get it, if you have the Hornet, it's definitely worthwhile. But at $50, it would be a hard pass. It really would be. And again, this isn't a review. This is just my first impressions. So eventually I'll review it when more features are in place, but it's in early access. And, you know, once that, you know, pre-release price goes away, it's going to be a hard sell for a lot of people in the current state, for sure. So that's it, guys. That is my first impressions. As always, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Feel free to hit that like button. And until next time.